It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and all eyes are on the Monarchs burner at wide receiver. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Monarchs and the Dolphins, just ahead on EA Sports.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the London Monarchs. We welcome everybody again alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin and CD. We've got an interesting test here today. One of the league's best passing games and one of the best pass defenses set to square up and see who can perform better in a high-profile matchup.
And you and I talk about all the time how fortunate we are to be in this position, to be around these types of games. And as jacked up as these fans are, how about these two teams? They've been looking forward to testing themselves against what is considered the best on the other side. This is going to be a lot of fun, a very exciting battle headed our way.
Set for football now on a rainy Sunday afternoon. And we are underway here in London. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out 2 to 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Here we go.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he makes it all the way down to the 19. A huge play there right off the bat. 56 yards on the ground.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this is absolutely a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare as well, because they spend all week preaching about the need to wrap up and make short tackles. But what a letdown here, and it winds up costing them big yardage.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Ready, go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He's got his tight end Fant.
Touchdown! Noah Fant. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Dolphins get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
Take it in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive, because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
One thing that offensive guys stress when they throw the deep ball, you're just counting on your receiver to find it, adjust before the defensive back can get his head around. In this case, though, the DB matched it move for move and knocked it away.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. Returnable here from the 38. 7 yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Dolphin football. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And partner, let me make a quick pivot here. Season winding down. They're number 32 in offense this year. The last in the league. Where do they go?
Anywhere and everywhere. But they have to do it with a plan. And I think about Atlanta a bunch of years ago. They decided they wanted to get what they thought was going to be a franchise quarterback. And indeed he is, Matt Ryan. But they had to supplement it. They went free agency, got a running back. Came back and traded back into the first round in the same draft to get a left tackle to protect him. Really supplemented that pick, complemented that pick, and went to the playoffs the very next year.
So maybe they can use that and carbon copy it. Christian Harris, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs.
Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And a huge play that time. 49 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Not a whole lot there on 1st and goal, and that's what you're looking for defensively. You'll certainly live with giving up just a yard or 2 in this situation.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Monarchs are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Point after try forthcoming. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And This will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. Was a quick 3-and-out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Holding offense.
That's on the guard, Laken Tomlinson.
Set.
Back to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Christian Harris.
What a start to this ball game. Still in the first quarter, and he now has 3 sacks, on pace for double digits.
They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker.
And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10.
Well, certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. Christian Harris.
Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. 7-7, our score after 1. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. Here's Michael Palardy now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Now, not a great one there. Out of bounds in the air. And the offense is going to be set up already in enemy territory inside the 45.
Now, this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much. Do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
They'll let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
And he's got some space here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Back to Walker on 1st down.
Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. He'll drop to throw. That's caught over the middle by Fant.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Okay, right.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Open man is Waddle, complete. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him.
He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Christian Harris dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. Well, a tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this 1st down.
Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins have taken the lead.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Well, he thought about coming out, but instead he does go down to a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And with still more than a minute to go in the half, time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
First down now, but that clock rolling. They're going to look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. DJ Chark, 31 yards.
And the Monarchs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 14-10. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
Let's go now.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And incomplete on the deep ball. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. They'll look to throw. Got a man, it's caught. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Looking to throw. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback as the first half is winding down. And the Monarchs would extend their lead here just before halftime. And oh, it's wide right. No good. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we reach halftime.
Only 30 minutes left in the regular season, and everybody's excited for the playoffs, so we're just going to forget the halftime show and get back to the football.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to love what they saw in that first half.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Back to throw here. Looking left side, and it's complete. Touchdown! A big play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Monarchs come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
The extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half.
On the ready.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
He's got his big tight end, Fant.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Here we go.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and tackle.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Christian Harris in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure you have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that'll be complete to Dobbins. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game. And that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides. But to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
Cook with a run on 1st down, but he'll only manage a couple there before he's taken down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Hands it off out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively. You could almost see him going through the coaching points. Adjust, find the football, knock it away. Well executed.
Delay of game, offense.
Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
And he will find, and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. So they tried it. Not only did they not get the first, they fumbled it away.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it went from bad to worse, but I know that everyone's going to pile in on the call and say, well, what are you doing? Why would you go for it there? I think that teams that are convinced that they feel pretty good about their game plan, what they want to get done that day, go for it. Give it a try. Hey, let's see if your defense can rescue them a little bit.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. He's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Holding, offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
2 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll set up a throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Christian Harris in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. The Dolphins on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. He'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick, and he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and now they'll be set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he's in for the score, and his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So the record safely in his pocket. Now it's a question of how high can he go? He's just become the first ever, Charles, to score 30 times in a single season.
Well, let's certainly savor this moment. The first time ever, as you just noted, that someone has hit 30. What a ride this has been.
A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
The throw right side is complete here on the first play of the drive.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Christian Harris in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll look to throw here. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. They've got his man complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Continuing to keep their foot on the gas. And it looks like they're just having fun out there. They're loose, they're free, and they're enjoying what the scoreboard looks like.
I'd have to say I agree with you totally. They're having a blast out there all game long when they throw the football. They're picking up nice chunks of real estate, significant yard.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taking charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Now the try here for the point after. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Miami set to take over. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Let's go now.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
That's going to be caught by Waddle.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by J.C. Jackson, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Give him 30 yards there.
In a spot where most offenses would just be trying to get to the finish line and close this game out, they're still looking for points here in the final minute of this game. I think bonuses could be gained and attained with maybe more points.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all
out. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally,
he's got a man complete. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win them the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
The extra point is good, but it only impacts the final score as this game comes to a close. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play, but still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the home team here,
they finish things off in style, putting a bow on a 14-3 regular season.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Miami,
they once again fail in their quest to find a victory as they finish off maybe the worst season in NFL history. I hate to say that, but it's true, at 0-17.
And it will be a disappointing finish to the regular season, no doubt.